Hi everyone, welcome to the session. In this session, we'll discuss regarding the response spectrum. Now, coming to the response spectrum, in order to perform the seismic analysis and design of a structure to be built at a particular location, the actual time history record is required. However, it is not possible to have such a records at each and every location. What I mean to say, I'm going to construct a particular structure, and on that structure, I need to carry the seismic analysis. To carry that seismic analysis, at that particular location, I need the past time histories. Once again, if I get also the past time histories, then again we have another problem. Further, the seismic analysis of structure cannot be carried out simply based on the peak value of ground acceleration, as the response of the structure depend upon the frequency content of ground motion and its own dynamic properties. What I mean to say, for that particular structure, the response of that particular structure mainly depend upon the dynamic characteristics such as the natural frequency and natural periods. And to overcome these two problems, and we have the earthquake response spectrum is the most popular tool in the seismic analysis of structure. Now, coming to the response spectrum, it's an important tool in the seismic analysis and design of structure. It describes the maximum response of damped single degree of freedom system to a particular input motion at different natural periods. What I mean to say, it is nothing but a plot of maximum response. The response may be in terms of the maximum response, maybe it may be displacement, or it may be velocity, or it may be acceleration on y-axis, and on x-axis the corresponding the natural periods for a particular damping of single degree of freedom systems. These maximum displacement, maximum velocity, maximum acceleration are also called as spectral displacement SD, spectral velocity S suffix V, spectral acceleration S suffix A. Now, coming to the concept of response spectrum, now I have four buildings: building number one, building number two, or structure number one, structure number two, structure number three, structure number four, idealized as SDOF, single degree of freedom systems. Now, structure one having the mass of m and stiffness k, structure 2 having a mass of 5m having stiffness yk and 10m mass, 10k is the stiffness, 15m is the mass, 15k is the stiffness, and all having same damping ratio, so called zeta. Now, if you calculate the natural frequency of first structure, it will be root k by m, and if you calculate for second structure, it will be root 5k by 5m. 5 cancels, remaining will be root k by m. It's nothing but same as first structure. Again, coming to the third structure, it will be root 10k by 10m. Again, 10 cancels, it will nothing but root k by m. Again, it's the same as first and second structure. And a last one, root 15k by 15m, again it will be same as first, second and third structure, and all the structure having the same damping. And I can relate natural frequency to the natural period as the natural period is nothing but 2 pi by omega n. If I know the natural frequency, I can calculate natural period t as 2 pi by omega n. What I mean to say, for all the structure having same natural period, so called t, we will consider natural period of this as t1, t2, t3, t4. In fact, in this case, t1, t2, t1 equal to t2, t2 equal to t3, t3 equal to t4. And as per the concept of response spectrum says that if the natural period is same for all the structure, and such a structure will be having same response history, will be having same peak at the same particular interval of time. Same thing is represented here. Yes, you can see here, this is our acceleration response history for this structure. It will be same for all the structure, and the peak will be same for all the structure. So if t1 equal to t2 equal to t3 equal to t4, then for a given component of earthquake ground motion, the response is same for all the oscillator. The uh, all these four structures having same natural period will be subjected to same ground motion, even though for the same ground motion having same natural period, the response will be same. So maximum response of linear single degree of freedom system to any given component of earthquake motion depends only on the natural frequency or natural period and damping. Now coming to the uses of response spectrum, for every engineering purposes, we are not especially concerned with the time variation of response parameters, or rather we are very much interested in the extreme values or spectral values that convey the very crucial informations. So, because these we are going to design our structure for the maximum responses, where maximum response are related to the maximum displacement and maximum deformation that structure must able to endure. Now here we will have small demonstration. We have three structures: small, medium, tall structure, and these three structures are resting on a common platform, common ground, and this particular ground is going to subjected to a ground motion, or it is subjected to a ground motion, and all three structures subjected to a common ground motion. Here all the three structure subjected to a common ground motion. We'll see how this particular structure is going to respond. Yeah, I'm goes on increasing the frequency of this particular ground motion, that is nothing but excitation frequency omega is nothing but the frequency of vibrating system, frequency of external vibration. As I increase my external vibration, you can see here, I'll name it as structure 1, first structure, structure 2, and structure 3 is the tall structure. Structure 1 is the small structure, structure 2 is the medium, structure 3 is the tall structure. As you can see here, as I am increasing my ground vibration, the third structure having frequency 4 hertz is going to vibrate. Now it is showing its peak value of response. The third structure is going to show peak response because the excitation frequency of ground motion matches with the natural frequency of the third structure. The third structure almost come to rest condition. Now second structure, again if I increase my ground vibration, now the second structure, so called medium structure, started to vibrate, but still ground motion is there for all three structures. Existence of ground motion is there for all the structure. It shows peak value in 6.35 hertz. The structure 2 shows peak response at 6.35 hertz, and again I will increase my base excitation. Now we can see here the structure 3 is almost showing nil response, and now if I increase my frequency of vibration, again structure 2 is almost in nil state of vibration, but structure 1 is showing started to response. Now you can see here structure 2 and structure 3 is almost, they are not responding compared to your structure 1. Now the structure 1 is responding in its peak. I think approximately it's having the frequency, natural frequency 11 hertz approximately. You can see here, but all structures started to will be having same vibration because all structure are fixed in common base. All structure are vibrating, but structure 2 and structure 3 are not responding. In this case only structure 1 is giving peak response here, because whatever extra omega matches with natural frequency, it's almost 11.35 hertz. From the demonstration, it is very clear that during an earthquake, all the structure is not going to collapse when the excitation frequency of ground motion matches with the natural frequency of the structure. Then only there will be a condition of resonance, and when it matches with the natural frequency of structure, then only it is going to deform or it is going to fall down. Now we'll see about the construction of response spectrum. Okay, here hypothetically we'll consider I have 4 to 5 buildings. Hypothetically we'll consider that these building is are mounted on a railway wagon these are mounted, and all building are resting on a common platform, and wagon started to move, which means all the building are mounted on same platform and started to having same ground motion. Now as we can see here, different structure behave differently because each structure will be having different structure will be having different dynamic properties, that they will be having different natural periods and they will be having different natural frequencies, and they will give the peak value of response at different time intervals. So you can see the responses. Now I will idealize the corresponding structure as I will replace the structure as a single degree freedom system corresponding to mode of vibration. That we can see here. Same thing are again uh, mounted in a railway wagon. Now from this it is very clear that now different structures having different natural periods subjected to a common ground motion gives the maximum value, gives different structure give different maximum values at different time intervals, and because they have its own dynamic property, so called natural period and natural frequency. What I mean to say, each building number one will be having some natural period, building number two will be having some natural period, building number three having some natural period, so on for n number of buildings. And if I represent on a particular graph showing natural period on x-axis and the maximum spectral displacement on y-axis of each structure, it shows something like this, and this is known as the response spectrum the uh, corresponding to the spectral displacement. Okay, as an example, now I will consider three structures: structure 1, structure 2, structure 3, idealized as SDOF structure. Structure 1 will be having 0.5 second natural period, structure 2 having 1 second natural period, structure 3 having 2 second natural period, subject to a common ground motion, and each will be having damping of 2%. Now this is nothing but response history of structure 1. This is nothing but a response history in terms of deformation of structure 2. This is nothing but response history of structure 3 in terms of its deformation. Now from these structures I will take only the from structure 1 I will take the maximum response. This is nothing but 2.67 having natural period 0.5. I will take only the maximum response. For structure 2 having natural period 1 second, maximum response is 5.97. Structure 3 having 2 second natural period having 7.47 is the natural period. Sorry, 5.47 is the maximum displacement. Now I will draw the maximum displacement on y-axis and natural period on x-axis. Structure 1 2.67, 0.5 is the natural period, 2.67 is the maximum response. Structure 2 having 1 second in the natural period, 5.97 is the maximum response. Structure 3 having 2 second in natural period, maximum response is 7.47. And similarly, in a particular location, I can choose different structures varying natural periods approximately from 0 to 5 seconds, and I can note down their maximum responses, and I can plot in this particular graph, and this graph is known as response spectrum, plot of a response spectrum. Now one more example I have. For example, from this, if I want to calculate newly constructed structure having natural period of 1.8 something, I can estimate the maximum response as from this particular response spectrum as 6. Approximately maximum response is 6 inch. Yeah, same thing I have once again I have drawn here considering El Centro earthquake which is occurred in 1940. I have a response history of the ground motion. For that I have drawn the response spectrum here. So it is nothing but if we calculate the maximum response for a range of values of time period and damping and portray the result graphically, we then have a spectrum chart that shows the maximum responses of all possible single degree of freedom systems to that component of earthquake. Okay, the definition of response spectrum, it is given in as per IS 1893 part 1 2016 in class 3.2.2, and I have shown here a typical response spectrum of EI center earthquake 1940 having different values of damping. Okay, thank you.